Ahoy, shipmates! We're in the gloriously sunny port of Southampton this afternoon. I thought we'd have a little look as the Azura leaves on her way to Weymouth to drop anchor with a few fellow ships. Wonderful conditions this afternoon. I'll sped this bit up. I think she's heading directly for me again. I seem to always be in this spot when they head towards me. I think it's only polite to move out the way. Yeah, temperatures are nudging the 25 centigrade. There's just an ever such a gentle breeze. Some blue skies. The Azura is leaving the port of Southampton with 765 crew members on board. I think this could be a photo opportunity here as she moves past the Grimaldi lines. It's one of the many ro-ros that visit Southampton to load up with cars and vehicles and agricultural machinery. Anything with wheels, basically. I've taken a slightly higher altitude today at this part of the port. I'm not restricted on my altitude in quite the same way. To a quick stab. Yeah, that's not so bad. I've got an idea though. What do you think? How about this? Yep, all this. Picture A or picture B? A? I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to mess around with the pictures. It's surprising what you can do with a bit of post-production, fiddling around with the colours and the changing the sky out. I'm not a big fan of messing around with it too much, really. I just like to have a little experiment. There's another interesting ship just coming into view. He's been here for a couple of days. Loading up. Anyway, let's have a follow the Azura. The Azura is off to Weymouth Bay, which is the bay of choice at the moment. I was hoping to get down to Weymouth Bay and have a little look around, but it's difficult to fit everything in. Hopefully tomorrow I shall have a look at the Nab anchorage. Slightly disappointing as the Queen Mary 2 has just left the Nab anchorage. Oh, you just can't organise it, can you, sometimes? But down in Weymouth Bay at the moment is the Ventura and the Oceana. And I'm reason to believe that the Arcadia has gone out for a little stroll around the English Channel. She will be returning shortly. I think the reason the ships coming out of port is quite varied. They obviously, with 756 crew on board, you need a fair amount of food. Water is not a problem. They make their own water, but I believe they need to be steaming to make their own water. They can't do it in port. There's also grey water to discharge, which is from your showers and sinks and so on. And then there's black water, which we don't really want to talk about, but that is piped on shore, from what I've been led to believe. I am more than welcome to be corrected. And of course there is the garbage rubbish service that takes all the rubbish off ship. There's the harbour patrol there. I think it's time for a snap. think I were a little late there. I should have given the harbour patrol guy a bit more space. But it's a shame though. I wanted a bit of clearance from the ship behind at the stern. That's the trouble with these photographs. Maybe only these cruise ships would stay still. Pesky beasts. But yes, back into Weymouth Bay. Weymouth Bay and the Nab anchorages are the popular anchoring place at the moment. I'm assuming that the cost of dropping anchor in the bays is a lot less than being in the port. Maybe it's time to run over a few facts and figures, shipmates. The Azura was launched in June 2009, christened in April 2010. She is a Ventura class cruise ship. Gross tonnage of 115,000 tons. 19 decks in total, 14 of which are passenger decks. Installed power is by 6 Wärtsilä diesel engines. Speed is 24 knots, 44 kilometers an hour for you continental types, or 28 miles per hour in Queen's units. Capacity is 3,096 passengers, with a crew of 1,226. Now, as you can see in the background now, you can see the Britannia. She arrived early this morning and she'll be leaving this evening. Stocking up on potatoes and bread and maybe bottles of rum. I'm sure the crew are partial to the odd rum. Azura was formally named on the 10th of April 2010 by Godmother Darcy Bustle. My favourite photo point here, right by the Gimp Elbow Buoy. Yeah, that's not a bad one. You've got the Red Eagle freight carrying vehicle, and there is another cruise ship in the far background, the Silver Spirit, and then there is the Red Funnel ferry disappearing into the distance. From this view you actually get a good view of the stern of the ship, which has a trademark duck tail. The Azura is the only Grand Class ship to feature the ducktail stern. I don't know if it's just aesthetics or if perhaps there is some function to the ducktail. Perhaps a fellow shipmate could let me know. There are a total of 11 restaurants on board, 12 bars, 4 pools, a gym, 2 spas, an outdoor cinema, a theatre and 2 show lounges. I think we could see the outdoor cinema earlier. Well, I was waffling on about the weather, I suspect. I'm not sure when the Azura return. I'm sure it'll be in a week or so. Unfortunately, I didn't have my microphone with me, which would have been a shame because there was a great deal of hooting and honking between the two ships, the Britannia and the Azura. Nice to hear a tuneful ship horns. I'll just speed this up now while the harbour patrol follows her out. Well, there are 1,557 staterooms on board the Azura, 900 of which feature balconies. That seems like quite an impressive feat to me. How do you get so many balconies on a ship? I'm guessing they're all on the outside. Well, we'll say goodbye to you, Azura. Until next time, shipmates.